Hi everyone, welcome back to Job One for All. In this video, we are going to talk about how we can update the roles in the database directly through the ResultSet. So make sure that you have your Docker engine running, you have your Docker Compose also running, and we are going to copy the method find by name. So let's imagine that we would like to search for a specific name, and then we would like to make that name uppercase. So for that, let me just close here and start a fresh new instance. Then we have this in the database. So I would like the studio Dean to become uppercase if I can find by name. So coming here, we have the find by name, and now we're going to rename to find by name and update to uppercase. Basically, we are going to keep the same here, the same here, the same here, but the create statement, we have to have the type for insensitive and concur updatable. So just copy this, and now in the create statement, you make sure that you set the result set type for scroll insensitive and then concur updatable. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is get the query, and then we have the results. And then from the results, we can use result set and then update. And you have different types: update array, update string, update blob, boolean. What we want to update is a string. And what's the column index or the column name? The column name is name. And what's the value, the new value that I would like to set? Basically this one, but to uppercase. Now I'm going to execute like this, so you are going to see something interesting. Make sure that you have this in the service. You can just duplicate the find by name, and you rename here and here, and now go all the way to connection factory test, Control D, and then you call here find by name, and I will just search for Dean, and this is going to return a list of producer, and I'm going to copy the log that we have in this line. Okay, so let's execute. Control Shift F10. Okay, so even though we are setting these to uppercase, because if we were able to get the studio Dean back, it means that this while was executed. Now, if I put a breakpoint here and I press Shift F9, you will notice that we are actually inside. And then when we press F8, and if you look at the results here, it's probably not going to see much, but keep going. You can see it kind of has the SQLs, and I will keep going, F8, 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 and now the producer, if you take a look, is Studio Dean. So basically, when you execute update string, it does not persist the data. How can you persist the data? Basically, just have to call update row. And now, if you press Shift F10 again, you will notice that we have the Studio Dean all uppercase. And if you check the database, it's all uppercase again. Now, let's go back and do the other way around, because we didn't check the database. I want to have it to lowercase. And I'm going to comment this out. Now, Shift F10. You can see that's still uppercase, and then if we check the database, it is still uppercase. So you have to execute the update row, otherwise your results will not be committed, persisted to the database. And now what is interesting is that even though we are just using one SQL to select from any store, we are able to update the database. If we were doing that manually, of course, you can always update directly and add this to a where clause. For example, update all the anime producers.name where name like this. But there are some I never used in production, but it's possible that you have some cases where you have to do select from the database, and it would not would not like to have huge SQL. So basically you select everything that you want, and then you do your business logic inside your application. The eternal fight between databases and application. So this is everything that I wanted to tell you about the update. In the next video, we're going to see how we can insert data. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.